What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Let me turn my camera around, actually. I think we're better now. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Make sure the hair is good. We good? Yeah? How are we feeling today? Training camp, first day in pads in the book. Should I just talk like that the whole live? Just like that for the whole show. Probably lose all my viewers, so let's not do that. How are we doing? How's everybody going? My man 49ers Throwback says make sure you hit that like button. Hit that like button. Debtopia, what's good? Diesel 15, what's up? Joe Rivera, what's up, man? How you doing? How's everybody doing? How are we feeling? It was a great day today. Training camp, pads were on. It felt like great energy. You know what I mean? It was amazing. It was amazing vibes, but practice wasn't that great. We'll talk about it today. The big news of the day. The big news of the day was Ricky Pearsall made his debut. They activated him off the NFI list as expected from Kyle Shanahan, and he made his training camp debut. He looked pretty good out there, crispy. He looked like he was okay, dealing with the hamstring issue. Obviously, he didn't do any team drills. And today, Kyle Shanahan, after practice, he says he's going to see how he feels tomorrow, see how he feels tonight. Ice up, Ricky, ice up today. It was your first day at training camp. They're going to see how he reacted to being out there and running all the team. They did the team drills. He wasn't in, the 11 on 11 period, but he was out there doing, wide receiver drills. He was doing blocking drills. He was doing a lot of stuff, returning punts, a lot with Trent Taylor and Ronnie Bell and all those guys. Jacob Cowing's not there because he's dealing with a hamstring injury. So you had Ricky Purcell doing that, in which we saw last week, Jacob Cowing, right? So now you got Ricky in the mix, returning kicks. We got to see how he's feeling, and that's what Kyle Shanahan's going to do. If he feels good tomorrow, which I'm pretty sure he's going to tell Kyle, yeah, I'm fine, I'm good, bro. He's going to be in team 11 on 11 drills. I'm excited because the Niners need somebody else out there other than Debo Samuel during these team drills. Kittle was off today. CMC was off. They're trying to be very careful with their players like Kittle and CMC is what it seems like to me. As we know, CMC, they need to keep him strong for the whole season. Obviously, you want him to get in training camp, but don't waste him. And Kittle too, he gets banged up here and there. He's coming off the groin injury and the surgery, so ease those guys in, let the other guys get their shine. There's a lot of backups, and we'll talk about them, tight ends and running backs. A lot of, depth to get into this mix, with this team and this roster. So, Kyle Shanahan's letting CMC and Kittle take some time off. Obviously, Brandon Ayuk's not there. He's on the sidelines. He was chilling with Dante Whitner and Frank Gore today, watching. He looks like he just wants to go out there and play the game. Oh, Brandon Ayuk's chomping at the bit. But anyways, long story short, Ricky Purcell, he was there, didn't play in 11 on 11s, but he looked good from what he did today. You guys saw the content out there. Stayed after practice, got a little bit more work. You love to see that from a rookie. So overall, great day. Great day. Pads are back, says April. What's up? Yeah. We need Trent badly, says Deptopia. We could talk about that. Throwback says Ronaldo agreed. Malik Mustafa been killing it. I love the rookies. They really have been. Stephen Reynolds says, I heard Cam Latu is actually had a pretty good day today. It was his best day I've ever seen out of Cam Latu. We'll talk about him. My man Rick says, good evening. Actually, good evening. Debtopia says, hey, Peter Parker. Hey, Peter Parker. What's good, man? What's up, everybody? So let's get right to it. So we talked about Ricky Pearsall. Let's get to the rookies because obviously we know Kittle is great. We know all the veterans are going to be vettering. They're going to be good. Veteraning. Try to be quirky, but it didn't work too good. All the veterans are going to be great, right? That play. So we know Debo is Debo. He cooked, right? But let's talk about the rookies. So we saw, Ricky Pearsall today, like we mentioned. Renardo Green. Renardo Green and Jawan Jennings specifically have been getting into it at training camp. Not like getting into it like, oh my God, like fighting, but you could tell. Like iron sharpens iron. They're competitive. You guys saw the mic'd up today, Jawan Jennings and Renardo. There's a little the little interaction part where they were like going back at it, and Renardo's like, I got you. I would have ate you up on that play if we had pads. And Jawan's like, no, I would have ate you up, bro. Like, and they were going back and forth. And in the clip, Jawan gets the best out of him. Now today, though, Juwan Jennings today went up for a big catch, and Brock Purdy throws a dime to him, and you see Renardo Green skying out of the air, and he just PBU. You guys see how the clip, right? It's posted everywhere. It's a nice play. Renardo Green is a junkyard dog, just like Jawan Jennings. Two guys that are absolute like fiery competitors. They're both aggressive. Dog and dog fighting out there. It's like ooh, ooh. It's like DMX. Where my dog? Where my dog? Where my dog's at? You got Jennings, who we all know he's a certified dog, and then you got Renardo Green, who's a certified dog. Man, these two, there's no pussycats about either of them. There's no Dante Pettis in Renardo Green. I'll fucking tell you. Sorry, my language. Renardo Green is a certified press cover monster. Like he's gonna be really good once he gets everything down, and settled and everything. I love this guy. I'm excited for him. The future is very bright. He looks so good at camp. He just comes out. He looks fluid. I don't know. I think they really, really, really hit the nail on the head on this pick. Very excited for him. Play inside. He can play outside. Today he got a lot of reps today because Charvarius Mooney Ward did not do 11 on 11 drills. He was there for single drills, cornerback drills, all that stuff, but he did not play in 11 on 11s. So that opened up the opportunities for Renardo Green. And boy, let me tell you, he looked good today. Look good, Dave. He looked good today. We all know Esther Young says Renardo locked down Malik Neighbors in college. Well, he was locking down Niner receivers today. So, oh man, my man California man says Jawan and Renardo interacting. It's like that movie, Remember the Titans. It really was. Remember the Titans, strong side, right? Left side, strong side. It was like literally got those vibes. It's just like one side, the defense versus the offense. They want to bring the best out for their side of the ball. It was just good, man. Jennings though, I gotta tell you about Jennings. He's been locked in. Got the hands of all state. He says he needs to put insurance on his hands and the mic'd up. I love the guy. Just pure energy. He's such a good veteran. Like you could see him. He's taking these rookies under his wing. He's got Juwan Jennings, or sorry, Ricky Pearsall. He's helping him out. Him and Debo vibing. You got all the young wide receivers coming up to him. He's really kind of embracing this veteran leader role now. You can tell he's been on the team for a couple years now. Now he's the vet, right? That's what happens. It's the segue. You were the young buck, prove yourself, you get paid, and now you're the vet, and you got to teach these young guys. So very good to see Jennings, Renardo Green. I love the interaction. Renardo is a dog. Speaking of dog, Malik Neighbors. Not Malik Neighbors, sorry, Malik Mustafa. Malik Mustafa. Let me talk about this guy. Can you see this man's muscles are larger than my entire life? I swear to you, this guy's yoked, just yak, yoke, whatever. He's jacked. So today we were at training camp. My boy Rohan and me. Rohan. You guys know him. 49ers, Niners Nation writer. He's awesome. He writes for SB Nation. His brother was there. His brother, tall dude. He's going to Purdue. Shout out to his brother, younger brother. He just graduated high school last year. He's going to Purdue this year. He's cool. I remember meeting him last year, and I saw him today. So Rohan brought his bro with them, and we were sitting there. We looked at each other like, God, that guy Malik Mustafa is you could just see this is like he's insanely like just ripped. But the thing about it is he moves so good for his size. Like a guy like that strong probably shouldn't move the way he moves. Usually they're like stiff and robotic. No, man, this guy's fluid motion, really good instincts. I love Malik Mustafa so far. What I've seen out of him and Renardo Green, really both have been excellent at training camp. So love it. Two good rookies in the secondary. Both dogs, man. They don't have any Dante Pettis in them. They're just certified thumpers. And another guy, I'll tell you, I know he's not a rookie, but Jair Brown. I'm going to tell you right now, the leap that Jair Brown is probably going to have this year is going to be astronomical. This man, I'm telling you what, man, this guy is, you want to talk about yoked? Jair is yoked, and he's so quick. They were doing these drills today. Safeties were doing all these drills. He was so head and shoulders above everybody else. I was like, God, man, you could just see when you see like a guy that's really good, and then you see him go up against the backups. You can see why he's a starter. And today, Jair Brown, when I'm sitting there watching these drills, I'm like, dude, Jair Brown's so much better than the rest of these secondary players. He's so good out of all those safeties. Malik Mustafa was pretty good, but I tell you what. Jair Brown, you can just see, you can sense it. He's got superstar written all over him. So, gave me Mooney Ward, DK Metcalf vibes. Talanoa Hufunga's coming back. That's great. Yeah, Talanoa Hufunga a week or two away, according to Kyle Shanahan. That's good news. But I do love the fact that we have really two young dog safeties because you're going to need a guy to help Hufunga come back and take pressure off him. You don't want him to be thrown in the mix and get hurt. You want two guys that are going to be really helping him. And again, you also have George Odom, who's the special team guy, but he could play if they need to in a pinch. But Mustafa and Jair Brown, really good guys. I think it's good to have two young guys to help take pressure off of Hufunga when he comes back. So good for there. Michelle, what's up, Michelle? How you doing? How you been? I know you're a long time follower. Good stuff. Always appreciate you tuning in. She wants to know, is anything on Trent Williams? Nothing on Trent Williams. Let me tell you, let's talk about Trent Williams because this was one of the bigger topics of training camp today is no Trent Williams, right? He hasn't been there. We know he's holding out. Let me tell you this. So a lot of the linemen didn't play today, right? They were down to like Ben Barch. We know Feliciano was out today. Burford, he broke the hand. He's still getting evaluations whether he needs surgery or not. So this O line was like literally the backups. It was the backups. You got like I don't even know some of these linemen that were on this team. They were like just bad, bad. Pooney was out there, rookie. He's young. The other rookie from USC, like he's young. Just people were thrown in there and they did not look good. Let me tell you this: Trent Williams not being out there. This I get it. It's the first day in pads, and they're trying to be easy and no run. The run game was pretty non-existent. They couldn't get a push. There were a few good runs by Mason, who's really kind of stepped up in training camp. A good run by Elijah Mitchell, and Kyle said those two guys are really going to be jockeying for position in the offseason and training camp here. And those two guys have really been going back and forth. But Kyle's really starting to like what he's seen out of Jordan Mason. But even those two guys couldn't get much push. CMC didn't play today, right? It was a day off. They couldn't run, and there was bad protection. Like if they would allow sacks, right, in training camp, Brock Purdy would have been sacked so many times. But he threw under pressure. He threw a lot of times under his off his back foot. He threw 3 interceptions. I know that's like the big trending topic in Twitter. Fred Warner got a pick. Diamond Lenore, a beautiful pick. I'll tell you that. And then George Odom got a pick. 2 of them were Brock's fault, but honestly, he was thrown off his back foot. There was a lot of pressure. Defense dominated, and the defense should dominate when the pads first come on. But I'll tell you this: the fact of the matter is, Trent Williams not being there, I think this is bad for the Niners in terms of if they want any leverage. They got no leverage on Trent Williams. Trent Williams can march into Kyle's office tonight, today, tomorrow morning, whatever day he wants, and say, Yo, Kyle, guess what, Kyle? Guess what, Kyle? Guess what, Kyle? Guess what? Give me a blank check. No? Okay, guess what? I'm not signing with you guys because he's that important. He's so good. Give this man a blank check. Trent Williams is so good. I don't know how many years you can squeeze out of him, though. Right? He's 36. I love him, but Kyle can also say, hey, look, man, how many more years can you give us? It's a tough situation. Trent wants the guaranteed money. They squeezed out his guaranteed money out of his contract. He wants to play. He wants to get a little bit more scratch because he is that good. He is still the best offensive lineman on the Niners, right? By far and away. I don't know if he's the best lineman in the NFL anymore. There's some really good guys. I'm not saying he's not like among the best, among the elite. He's a little older. Some guys are entering their prime. Tristan Wirfs is a monster. I'm not saying that he's better than Trent overall in his career, but right now, at this point in his career, he's entering the prime. So there's guys like that who are just so good. Trent is still on that level, though. That's how great he is. So he deserves to get paid. If he retired today, Trent Williams is a first ballot Hall of Fame. So if those are backups, shall we be concerned? Yeah, I think so, because even the starters haven't looked good. And if the starters are injured and we have to go to our backups, it just didn't look good. You know what I mean? And they're playing against backups. They should be able to hold their own, but some of them played against starters, definitely, through the last couple of days. I know it's early. We can't really worry too much, and it's training camp. You take things with a grain of salt. But I will tell you, man, O-line, the depth, it's concerning. If their starters do get hurt through the season, depth is not good. Trent Williams, we need him. So Pooney, he was okay. I mean, again, it's hard to really gauge it. Nick Bosa wasn't there, so he wasn't going up against the best of the best. They didn't do one-on-ones today for some odd reason. It was a very short training camp practice, very light. I don't know. It was a weird practice. It was very light. It was the first day in pads, so they're trying to ease these guys in. You don't want to get hurt. And I think the other thing too, you got to realize, I think Kyle knows he's got to pace everybody. You don't want to throw everybody backs up against the wall. You don't want to wear everybody out on the first week of training camp. It's literally been a week of training camp. So we're sitting here. There's going to be a lot of people that are critical and this and that. And of course, I'm calling out the O-line and stuff, but it's 1 week. It's early. The defense should be ahead of them. So I don't think we should be overly concerned, but there is a little part of me that's like, the O-line's a little bad behind the starters. And starters aren't like the greatest group in the world. They have their issues, right? Colton McKivitz. Is Burford going to be a starter this year? Feliciano, he hasn't really been practicing a lot. Jake Brendel, can he take that leap? Trent Williams, is he going to be rusty if he doesn't practice? That's the thing. Nick Bosa, he was rusty last year, and he's the best defensive end over the last couple of years in the league. So definitely something to keep an eye on. So that's Trent Williams. That's your update. He didn't not practice, obviously being held out. So those were the big juicy stories. Obviously, the big story on Twitter: Brock Purdy throws 3 interceptions. Defense dominated. Plain and simple. The defense is just good. It's a top defense in the NFL, and as you know, going up against top defense, sometimes you're gonna get cooked up. But I think Brock Purdy will bounce back tomorrow. Have a good day at training camp. Well, we saw this last year. He threw 11 interceptions in training camp, and he was an MVP candidate. So, am I concerned about Brock throwing interceptions? Not at all. Absolutely not. I'm not at all. So, let's go over some underrated players, guys that are standing out to me that I want to say I told you so about. I'm gonna pat my own back and tell you I told you so. There's a man by the name of Trent Taylor. Might have heard of him. Quality time. George Kittle's bestie. They were roommates before rookie season. Let me tell you something about this guy. Let me tell you something about George Kittle's best friend. He's doing pretty damn good, guys. He had 2 big catches, 2 touchdowns. Brock Purdy touchdown, Josh Dobbs touchdown. He's been the most consistent and the best return man. He's been the best return man at camp so far. I'm gonna tell you that. Now, how good will he be if the season starts? I don't know, but he's the best one that the Niners have right now so far that's been practicing the return game. Trent Taylor's going to play himself into a spot. This is George Kittle's best friend. He looks good as a return man. That's where his specialty will be. That's where he'll make this roster as a return man. And then he can play in the slot, and he knows Kyle's system. He was on this team back in 2017 for a few years. He knows the system. So if they need a wide receiver in a pinch, throw Trent Taylor in there. Trent Taylor's making this roster, guys. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Another guy that I really like today is Isaac Yiadom. Cornerback, they got free agent. He was from New Orleans. This guy's good. Very, very good. Good veteran. Like his tenacity. He plays hard. He works hard. Very good, fluid corner. He can play outside. He can play inside. I think he's going to be a starter. I think you're going to have Diamond Lenore. I think you're going to have Mooney Ward. And I think you're going to have Isaac Yiadom. Those are your 3 starters. And then you can rotate Ronaldo Green, get him some play in the slot when you go dime formation, nickel, throw in another line, cornerback. I love it. I think that's your 3 starters though. You ate them, Deontay Lenore, Mooney Ward. So far, we'll see if things change. Obviously, preseason can dictate. This guy's really good. I really like him. So the guy's really good. Trent Taylor, looking good, man. Jordan Mason, looking pretty good. Obviously, Kyle sung his praises today. Um, So we'll see. I think him and Mitchell are definitely having a battle. Mitchell's healthy so far. That's the key. Another guy today. Let's talk about this guy. This guy has been a punching bag since I've been talking about him since last year. This man, Cameron Latu. Let's give a round of applause to Cameron Latu. He had a nice catch today. He has his best day in camp that I've seen since I've seen him for the last 2 years. He was a rookie last year. Cameron Latu, man, he looked good today. Had a nice little catch from Brocky. Turned it upfield. Beautiful play. There was no George Kittle, really. Right? Logan Thomas, he got up, went up for a ball. That's the pass that squirted out of his hands, and Fred Warner took for the interception, right, in the red zone. We saw that highlight. Logan Thomas hasn't really stood up, right? So we have these tight ends are battling for position. Mason Peline had a nice play today. A couple days ago, Eric Sauber had a nice play. Today, it's Cam Latu. I love it. So honestly, the tight ends are really battling. Nobody has the edge, but all of them have had a good day, pretty much for the most part. There was a day where Logan Thomas had a good day last week. Every day some tight end stands out above the other. So nobody has stood out consistently every day. But I will say Cameron Latu today, it was a nice day for him. It was a very nice day for him. Good for him. Good for him. He needed that. He needed that because this guy's been in the dog. You want to talk about dogs? You want to talk about in the depths of a doghouse? Cameron Latu. Dog house. Sheesh. He was in it. And he's slowly climbing his way out that doghouse. I like it. I like when guys climb out the doghouse. It's not easy, but he did climb out the doghouse. So those were some of the big things off the top of my head. I don't have my notes in front of me, but those are the biggest takeaways. Again, O-line didn't look so hot. Secondary looks great. Defense in general looks great. Nick Bosa wasn't on the field, but this is what I love about Nick Bosa. He was like a little coach today. You guys probably saw the clip I posted. This man was like out there coaching his head off. His mustachio head. He had the little hat backwards, looking like a coach. He looked like mini Chris Kasurik. I'll tell you that. He looked like mini Chris Kasurik. He got down. He was showing you Turgros Matos the moves. Bro was coaching. Nick Bosa, when the football career's over, when his career's over, Nick Bosa's gonna be a coach. He's gonna be a great coach. I tell you, he looks like a coach already. I can see the vibes. And Nick Bosa's gonna be a coach when it's all said and done. I loved it. I love to see Nicky B out there coaching these guys up. So Shaheem says, what do you think the QB2 is gonna be? Yeah, that's a good question. That's the real battle. Today Josh Dobbs had a better day than Brandon Allen. I feel like early in training camp, from what I saw, I think Brandon Allen was ahead. But I didn't go to Saturday because the media was only allowed. Right, they didn't have open practice. But from what I read and what I heard, the second or Josh Dobbs was really good on Saturday compared to Brandon Allen. Today, same thing. So 2 days in a row, Josh Dobbs has been that guy. So nobody has really taken the lead. But I think if it came down to it today, I think Josh Dobbs is QB2. I think it's close. I think it's very close. The thing about Brandon Allen, he knows the team, he knows the system. It's not like this is the second year for him. So should it be? We know what we're going to get out of Brandon Allen. The thing is, Josh Dobbs has to show he can do better than Brandon Allen consistently, and right now he hasn't. But I think it's close, and I think by the end of the week, by the end of the training camp, I think Josh Dobbs will have passed Brandon Allen. But he's inconsistent. Last year we saw Josh Dobbs, right? He was on Arizona. Oh my God, what a story! Then he goes to Minnesota, and the first game back, he was like, "Oh my God, the pass or not." And after that, he had like 4 interceptions, and he fell back to earth. And then he kind of was not good. That's kind of where his career's been. It's just been inconsistent. And I feel like that's how he's been in training camp. So right now, QB2 is still a battle, but I got Josh Dobbs slightly edge winning it. I don't know. It's tough because Brandon Allen, he's Brandon Allen. It's not like he's doing anything crazy. It's not like he's better. He's Brandon Allen is Brandon Allen. You know who he is. Like, he is who he thought he is. That's Brandon Allen. So that's it. Good question, though. I again, if I had to guess and give you my best answer on who's going to be QB2 when the season starts in a month, it's going to be Josh Dobbs. That's it. Any other questions? That was a good question. I like that. I like when you guys ask the questions. It makes me think. So, California man says we definitely need Trent. He's important to the team and the O-line. He might be the most important player on the team. He might actually be the most important player on the team. Like, you look at this, you break it down. He's probably the best player on this team. Honestly, he might be the MVP of this team. You take away Trent Williams, I don't know how you're going to keep Brock Purdy upright. I don't know how the run game is going to work. He's very important for everything. So they need Trent Williams. They need to pay that man. Pay him the money. Show him the money. What did Tua say this weekend? Show me the money. Bro quoted Jerry Maguire. Did you see that? Tua, show me the money. That was funny. I want Brandon Ayuk to do that on the sideline. Show me the money. I want him to tomorrow. I want Brandon Ayuk. Show me the money. He was out there with Frank Gore and Dante Whitner. Just cooling. So. My man Throwback says Kyle Juszczyk said he's tired of hearing how the Niners can't win the big games. I think we all are. Kyle Juszczyk's saying what all Niner fans are. But guess what? Got to win the big game. Otherwise, people are going to keep saying it because I hate to say it, but until we win the game, people are going to continue to say we can't win the big game. I've been waiting for his team to win a Super Bowl since I was in 5th grade. This is a long time ago, 1994. Listen, we can't win a big game over the last, two decades. Look at this. Got to a Super Bowl, lost it. Got to NFC Championship, lost it. NFC Championship, lost it. NFC Championship, lost it. NFC Championship, lost it. Super Bowl, lost it. Can't win a big game. So, him and CMC were on Greg Papa and Lund. Yeah, I saw the update go by while I was. I saw a notification for it. So, good stuff. Good stuff. I just see you mentioned me on Twitter right there. Throwback. I can't post. I'm doing live video. But thanks for whatever you sent me. I'll check it out. Oh man, when will Ayuk have to pay? When will they have to pay Ayuk? Honestly, they don't have to pay him this year. He's on his 5th-year option. It's just an extension, But I think the point of the matter is Brandon Ayuk wants to get extended now. If he wants to stay with the Niners, he's like, just pay me now, so we don't have to worry about mid-season, next season. But the 49ers, and this is the whole situation, is they don't have to pay him. They technically don't have to because he is getting paid on the 5th-year option. and the next year they can franchise tag him. So it really depends on how they want to pursue this, because you also got to think of, if they sign him this year, how the heck are they going to pay Brock Purdy? Somebody's got to go. Debo doesn't have guaranteed money next year. Kittle, right, he's got like 1 or 2 more years on his deal. He restructured. Somebody's got to go. This is a big year for the 49ers. They got to win a Super Bowl. They got to win a big game. So we'll see how it goes. It's an interesting situation. It's an interesting story, but it's still early. It's day one of padded practice at training camp, and that's pretty much it. Any other questions, let me know. But other than that, that's pretty much it. We'll probably wrap it up. Kobe says the rookie class will push us over the top in the big game this year. I hope so. So far, I like what I've seen out of the rookie class. Now, not all of them are 100. Isaac Garendo, we haven't really seen him because he's battling with the hamstring injury. Jacob Cowing had a day or two at training camp, and he had a hamstring issue. Ricky Pearsall missed last week, but he's back, so we get to see what he's made out of. So the offensive players really haven't got to showcase too much. The offensive linemen are still, rookie learning, developing here and there. And then the other guys, the defensive players, you had Mustafa and Green. They look really good, but then we haven't really seen Tatum Bethune, the linebacker. And the linebacker, I mean, that's a tough position to crack on the Niners. You got a lot of good linebackers. D. Winters, and just so many linebackers. And then when Dre Greenlaw comes back, you better hope that you're good at special teams. So that's it. Niners have great linebackers. Bottom line. So Deb says we never franchise tag players under Kyle and John, right? So far we haven't. Things can change. Who knows? We'll see. If they get a deal done with Brandon Ayuk, then yeah, probably not going to change it next year. So interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. But again, we'll be back tomorrow at training camp. Day 2 of the pads. I'll be there. Will you be there? If not, don't worry. I got you covered. We'll talk all about it. We'll post all about it. Thousands of posts over the last couple of days. Maybe not thousands. It's a little jit. I'm exaggerating. But a lot of posts over the last couple of days. It's been fun. It's been busy. It's been great times. Everybody that I see, say hello to them. I love it. If you guys see me at training camp, say what's up. Take a pic. I love to see. I love to see you guys. Appreciate the support. You guys have a good rest of your night. Have a great, great week. And take care of yourselves. Go Niners. Bang, bang. Not again.